Hey, Baji.
Hey, Sufi.
We're going to start with a plug. Are you all right with starting with a plug?
Sure.
These episodes are on YouTube, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
And that's almost, the plug's basically 90% over. So check it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, go, if you want to watch us do this, that's available to you.
Yeah, some people like to do that.
Some people like to see the faces of those. I mean, you know what we look like, but wouldn't it be fun to see the faces of our many guests?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. How are you, my friend?
I'm great.
We saw each other. It was very exciting. We saw each other on Sunday. I was home.
Yeah.
And then you were home. We're going to see each other today. By the time this comes up, by the time this comes out, it will have happened. But you and I are both going to be on the Jimmy Kimmel show that is filming in Brooklyn this week.
Yeah, I'm in this sort of very big dressing room at BAM, the Brooklyn Academy of Music, and I'm very excited. It's a big theater, and it's a big deal. Kimmel coming east. I think they said it's maybe the 7th time they've done this, and I have not ever been in that theater, and I just went out for rehearsal, and I was like, oh, this is
massive.
Not nothing. It's like 3,000.
It's going to be very exciting.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited to be out there with you. We took advantage of you being out east. I brought Addie to New Hampshire. I've done it before. I did it again. It was delicious to have her there.
Yeah.
And you came in Sunday morning, got to hang out, and we watched the Steelers-Vikings game with Mom and Dad. It was in Ireland, so it started at 9:30, which was perfect. I wish they all started that early.
Yeah.
We were watching the game on a little bit of a delay, so we didn't have to sit through the commercials.
Yeah.
And it allowed us more time to just sort of hang out with Addie, not be sitting in front of the TV. That put Dad basically in the, I don't know what you would call it. He was just sort of the commander of the remote.
Yeah. And he did tell, our neighbor and friend Franz, he said it was almost a euphoric morning for him to have his boys on the porch watching football. He said out, independently of us, he was like, that was maybe one of the best mornings I could possibly imagine.
I was also feeling some euphoria, especially when the Steelers were up 3 scores. And I had my daughter in my lap, and I was with you guys. And I really thought I was going to cry because the Steelers were going to win, and I was with everybody. And then very slowly, the Vikings started coming back.
Yeah, because we can't just win. We can't just have...
And it really stepped on my euphoria.
Yeah.
And here's something I haven't admitted to you, because our car was outside to take me and Addie to the airport. And I went upstairs, and there was about 7 minutes left in the game. And I was packing up, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to check my phone. Because, again, we were behind.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm going to see what's happening. And I checked my phone, assuming that it would all be well in hand. And it was way closer than I wanted. And I'm like, I got to get out of here. Yeah. I literally was like, I got to get in the car, get out of here. Because if this falls apart, I can't be at home. Like, it will ruin this memory of what was one of my favorite mornings, too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to see. Because, again, I felt like, you know what we were? We were like a crew that had pulled off a successful heist.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like, had I stayed, it would be like that moment where you realize one guy's spending his money too loudly. And everybody just turns on each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you, so tell me about the end of the game. Because again, now I'm in the car.
Well, with a minute left in the game, I want to say we were, the Vikings had the ball, we were punting.
Yeah.
And there was a commercial break. And because we were on a little bit of a delay, Dad's got the remote and he fast forwards. But because the game is actually over at this point, as soon as he touches the remote, it rewinds to the beginning of the game.
Right.
3 hours previous. And he's like, rabble, rabble, rabble. He
rabble, rabble, rabble.
Fast forwards through the whole game. And then it's like he's going real fast, getting up to that 1 minute left, slows it down, gets it all set again, presses play for whatever reason, jumps right to the beginning, like national anthem stuff.
Bummer.
And
plus, I should note, 1, that's stressful. 2, the extra stress of you don't know if the Steelers have won or not, which is a big deal. I mean, I'm not saying it's an actual big deal. It was a big deal for us.
Yeah. And then he hits play, and it's interview with Aaron Rodgers at the end of the game. Game's over. we didn't see that last minute. We didn't have to sweat through it, but
you were okay. Nobody was mad.
Mom was a little mad.
Yeah.
Mom was like, "What happened?" He's like, "We won," and then he's mad because she's mad. But they won. We got to. Yeah.
I will say, all my instincts of like, Eddie, get in the car, were right. You don't want to see this. I don't want you to see this. Yeah, but great.
But it was great. It was great to be home. And then Dad did. There were two late games, on the like Red Zone channel, and I was like, "Can you just pause this because dinner was ready?" And so then we ate, and he hit play on that, and it was again like end of game interview on the Bears Raiders game that looked very exciting, and then the other game was just that screen that says like, "We'll be back next week."
Yeah,
and it plays just like aggressive music, and Dad wasn't muting it, and it's like, why? Just turn it off.
I do think like it's really nice to pause a game and enjoy your life and then go back to the game, but you are playing God in a way that you're not supposed to.
Yeah,
you're supposed to watch these things as they happen. That is the joy of sports. And every time in my life I've like tried to record a game and find out what happened, something's gone a little bit wrong.
Somebody texts you and
somebody texts you, and also like just you can feel in the air something. Like what I mean. It's not right.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was great to see you. Who's our guest today?
It's Angela Kinsey and Joshua Snyder.
Yeah.
They, Angela, from The Office.
Yeah.
They are married. They have, they've had sort of like a cooking segments on YouTube for a long time. I think that's an actual full-on cooking show. And then they've got a cookbook called You Can Make This.
Baking with Josh is the YouTube channel, and you'll find out pretty early in the interview that Josh is the chef, and Angela is his plus one in the kitchen.
But they are a delight.
They're a delight. Enjoy them. It was a delight seeing you in New Hampshire, Pashi.
Yeah, it was the best.
Our native homeland. And enjoy the show.
Family trips with the Meyers brothers. Family trips with the Meyers brothers. Here we go.
Hello.
It's nice to see you without. Oh, here he is.
Hey.
Womp, womp. Oh, we almost just had Angela.
But it's nice to have you both.
Right, guy.
Do you go by Josh or Joshua? Josh?
Well, if you ask my mom, it's Joshua.
Gotcha.
For sure, but Josh for literally everyone else.
So Angela would fully Josh you.
Yes.
She joshes me all the time.
And I was, the first time we had dinner with his mom, I was like saying Josh this and Josh that. And we were just dating, right? And I was like nervous having dinner with his mom. And she was like, so Joshua was telling me, and I went, and I did the thing where I was like, wait. And I was like, do you prefer Joshua? And she was like, well, that is what I named him.
Oh, wow.
I know. And then he was like, no, I go by Josh. I was like,
yeah. Well, my mother just named me straight up Josh.
Yeah. That's great. I mean, that's what I did with my boys. Like I was like, one syllable, like strong names, like Jack, Cade.
Yeah, very smart. But I'm just looking at. I have a quick some business up top before we get into it.
Sure.
Because Angela, I was lking at your bio, and your sisters, 3 of them, all have 2 names: Billy Joe, Tina Lynn, Janet Lee. And yet, I don't believe that you just have one.
Well, they only go, Janet just goes by Janet, you know. But we are Southern. So, in the South, sometimes you just say all of it.
I love it.
Like my mom's really good friend's name is Sue, but everyone calls her Sue Dean, her full name, her first and last name. But no, so Billy, Janet, Tina. And then my middle name was like a whole wonky thing. But
okay, do tell.
Well, I guess my mom had, I was a late in life surprise baby. My sisters are like 16 years older, 15 years older, 10 years older.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so my oldest sister.
So you couldn't afford middle names by the time you were born.
Yeah. But my sister Billy was 16 and she said Mom would come to get me from school like with a big pregnant belly. I'd be so embarrassed. Like everyone knows my parents do it, like she was like, but yeah. So I guess when my mom had me, they were in Louisiana, and she had a C-section, and she was kind of like a little loopy. Oh, no, she didn't have a C-section. She'd be so... She'd be like, I did not. But anyway, they gave her some drugs, and she was trying to tell the nurse my name, and she wanted my middle name to be Faith, but I guess she was saying Faith.
Oh, yeah.
And the lady wrote Faye, and they didn't realize it until they got my passport when we moved to Indonesia when I was 2. And my mom was like to my dad, why'd you put Faye? And he was like, I didn't put Faye, you put Faye. And she was like, I didn't put Faye.
Wow.
So
Really good.
a nurse in Louisiana named me Faye.
Well, it's very Angela Faye. It's
Angela
very nice.
Faye. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lovely name.
That was such a long story.
No, it's good because then I'm very excited to get to Indonesia. But I also, you guys have a cookbook, and I want to ask because I feel like a lot of cookbooks. It's called "You Can Make This" with an exclamation point.
That's right.
It feels like there's a lot. I feel like people who write cookbooks and are trying to instruct people on how to cook have to stress all the time, you can do this. Like there's a real, do you just find that so many people are intimidated by the idea of cooking that you just have to, as the cookbook authors, really stress to them, like, trust us. We know you think you can't.
Well, this name is because Josh says it all the time to me and the kids because he's a natural in the kitchen and I am not. And he would say all the time, oh, you can make this. And,
Right.
and when it came time to title the book, he was like, that's what I want to title it. And I was like, are you sure? It feels a little like, eh.
I was surprised no one else had it, honestly.
I kind of am with you because I think there is a real, it's really important to tell people who are about to buy a cookbook, like, no, we know.
Yeah. No, cooking and baking is hard, but
Yes.
you can do this. No, it's, I grew up in the kitchen, so it's a little easier for me because I could, my grandma's old recipes were like barely recipes. The
Right.
amounts were very like sparse. And then like she had like one sentence, like just put it all in the bowl and bake it,
Right.
and like, oh, well, I don't know
that's
anything
doable.
else. So now, nowadays it's like, even on our website, we have like a step-by-step with like photos and like, a video of how to do it. So it is a lot easier. And so with this cookbook, I mean, I really, just tried to break it down as simple as possible. And the recipes are all easy enough, like for, they're family favorite recipes that are pretty easy to make.
Do you encourage improvising in these recipes, or is it pretty much
depends.
stick to it?
It depends. Baking
Yeah.
is not something you can improvise with
Right.
very much and get
Yeah.
away with it.
I have tried.
Yeah, she's-
And it
baking
doesn't
soda and
work.
baking powder are different,
Right.
in some ways. I mean,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, but cooking for sure. I mean, I'm a huge like soup fan, especially this time of year. And soups. I mean, you can just put pretty much whatever you want in the soup, and it still
Right.
will be
Josh would eat
edible for
soup
me.
every day
Yeah,
of his life. He
I
would
would.
eat soup every day.
I'm not a big soup guy, and I was just home. Josh and I were both just home, and on back-to-back nights, Mom made soup, and I think she was a little hurt that I was not as excited about soup as she maybe expected me.
I don't know how you can not like soup. That's such
Thank
a
you,
weird-
Josh. Yes,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree.
I
100%.
look forward to meals too much to have them served in a liquid form.
Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I enjoy a little bit of soup.
Yeah.
But I have found, and I don't know if you feel this way, Seth, but people that love soup really need you to love soup. Like it's
Yeah.
like Josh is like, you're here, I have another soup for you. But I will say you do have a few in the book that I like that you found
it's like,
because
it's
I
the
would
perfect meal. You get everything all at once.
Yeah.
You get your veggies and your meat. I mean, it's everything all piled in, and then you have
Yeah.
leftovers for days. I mean, it's great.
for days.
I like to take it all and make it a soup in my belly, but I like to I like it all to be a little separated.
Same.
Because I like I don't like all my my proteins, my vegetables. I don't like them wet, and that's what when they're in a
Oh.
soup. They
So you-
Famously, as
How
a
do you-
child, he said, "I don't like my."
well, no, I'm just
protein,
like
my
I
wet
always say,
protein.
like my mouth's gonna bring the wet. I was always like, you don't have to worry about it.
I like that as a kid you had like a hashtag. My mouth brings the
I had
wet.
a lot of hashtags before there were hashtags. I would say pound sign, obviously.
Pound sign. Yeah, sorry. Right, because we're old. But I'm older than you, though. I think I'm the oldest one in this group here.
Look, we're not naming names.
No, let's not. You know what? We don't need to do that. But wait, so does that mean, Seth, you don't like sauces? Because I love a sauce.
I love a sauce. Come on.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
but
then-
he used to, our mom used to make flank steak and baked potato.
Yeah.
And he would scoop out the baked potato and then stuff the flank steak into the potato skin and like dip that in an A1 sauce.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that
A1's
was-
delicious.
And for anybody who's at home intimidated by that, you can make this. What Josh described, you can.
I'll
right,
hit you up
so-
for the recipe later.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break and hear from some of our sponsors. Support comes from Fabric by Gerber Life. Poshy, I don't have to tell you, running a household can be a lot, especially with kids, you know? You saw me with my daughter. That's only 1/3 of my kids, and I looked pretty harried this weekend, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, that does look like a lot.
Yeah, you got to wrangle the chaos. But what you really need to make sure is that you have a plan for protecting your family's financial future. In my case, it's giving them my old comic books. I'm joking. Relax. They're not worth anything. Fabric by Gerber Life is term life insurance you can get done today, made for busy parents like you. It's all online on your schedule, right from your couch. You could be covered in under 10 minutes with no health exam required. We think it's so important to protect your children's financial future by signing up with Fabric. And Poshy, the best thing is I got flexible, high-quality policies that fit your family and your budget. Like $1 million in coverage for less than $1 a day. Now, of course, my fear, Posh, as we've talked about before, is, I make sure my kids' financial future is secure, and then they just, they blow it. They blow the money on Lego.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they'll have fun. They'll enjoy it.
They'll have fun. You know what? Who am I to judge? I'm not going to be there anymore. Join the thousands of parents who trust Fabric to help protect their family. Apply today in just minutes at meetfabric.com/trips. That's meetfabric.com/trips. MEET fabric.com/trips. Policies issued by Western Southern Life Assurance Company. Not available in certain states. Prices subject to underwriting and health questions. Support comes from Mint Mobile. Hey, Baji.
Hey, Sophie.
You ever think you might be overpaying for wireless?
I mean, every time I look at a wireless bill.
So guess what? Mint Mobile, their favorite word is no. Not no to you. No contracts, no monthly bills, no overages, no hidden fees, no BS. So if you say yes to making the switch, Poshy, premium wireless for $15 a month, how does that sound?
That sounds way better than every other plan I have ever heard of.
And here's good news. You might be like, but what do I sacrifice, Sufi? Nothing, Poshy. Comes with high-speed data, unlimited talk and text, and is delivered on the nation's largest 5G network.
Can I use my own phone?
Yeah, bud. You can use your own phone.
Huge.
You can bring your phone number. You can bring all your existing contacts. If you're ready to say yes to saying no, make the switch at mintmobile.com/trips. That's mintmobile.com/trips.
Upfront payment of $45 required, equivalent to $15 a month. Limited time new customer offer for the first 3 months only. Speeds may slow above 35 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Taxes and fees extra. See Mint Mobile for details.
Here we go.
All right, so Angela,
Yes.
you are obviously from the South, born in Louisiana, but then as you mentioned, and again, this is as family trip as a family trip could be, although, it was just a trip to go live somewhere else. Your entire family moved to Indonesia when you were 2 years old.
Yeah.
And what was the purpose of the trip?
My dad was a drilling engineer, and he was transferred to Jakarta in the early 70s. And
Was
so,
it a transfer that he was excited about?
I think he felt like it was going to be a level up for his career. Like if he did this, he was going to round a corner. And not a lot of people were jumping at the chance to leave like their family, their lives, and like uproot and start somewhere new. So there was definitely like cash incentive. They were paying great salaries, but they made you commit. When my dad took the job, they had a hard time with people sticking it out.
Sure.
So when he took the job, they said you have to stay for 2 years before you can return to the United States, like back to your home. So,
And that's scary because when they tell you that, you do know it's because other people have bailed early.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. But I think they just didn't give a chance of just learning
Yeah.
a whole new place. And so we did. And the first time I came back to the States, I was 4.
Wow. And then
Yeah.
did he stick it out? Was it 2 years and
Yeah.
the whole family came back?
We went all together with him when I
Yes.
was 2. We stayed 2 years, but the first time we got to go for like a summer visit was when I was 4, and then we stayed there until I was 14.
And are you surprised looking back, or do you, knowing your parents now, obviously when you were 2, you were probably still figuring them out, but were you like, oh, they were the kind of people who were going to make that work and they were going to embrace a new culture and they were going to see it as a real opportunity?
Yeah, my dad for sure loved the sort of the challenge part of it, of like, he was really passionate about his work, and I think he was excited about the opportunity to head up this international drilling kind of arm of this company. But I think it was really hard for my mom because he would go off to work and have all of these sort of like great little challenges and stuff throughout the day, and then she would be home trying to like be like, how do I meet people? So there were a lot of like clubs. There was like the American Club, there was like a club for people that all worked at the same company, like little meetup kind of things. And the American Club was run by the American Embassy, and it was for expats living and working in Indonesia. And that was really how she started to meet people.
And then were you at an American school or an international school?
I was at an international school, which if you're out in the world and you meet other people who went to international schools, it's just like instant geek out moment. Like I was working on a show, I was filming in Vancouver, and one of my co-stars, I found out, went to international school, and we figured that out like day 1, and that was it. We're like, oh my God. And then where did you go for volleyball? Oh, we flew to Kuala Lumpur. Oh, really? I did. And it was just like all of this but I loved my school. I loved it.
I would imagine with your siblings, first of all, I like that given the opportunity to come up with a super fancy, pompous name, they just went with international school. They just called it what it was.
Jakarta International School. Yeah, JIS.
Your siblings, older, I would imagine a lot harder for them, the idea of uprooting and going to Jakarta.
Yeah, well, my oldest sister was starting college.
Okay.
So she stayed, my mom's sister and her husband, we're very close with, my aunt and uncle. So she stayed with them. And then my second oldest sister, it was her senior year. And that was really hard.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Really hard. And then my sister Tina was like middle school age, So it was probably the easiest for me because I thought everyone grew up in Jakarta.
Right.
Right.
I was like, this is where we grow up, right?
Do your middle 2 sisters look back on it fondly now, or?
I think the one that was moving in as her senior year.
Yeah.
I think it was like a big life lesson for her, and it really shaped, I think, how she went out into the world. And she looks back on it now, and I think with like a lot of like perspective. But it was a tough year.
Yeah.
And then my sister in middle school loved it. She loved it. So she's still very connected to Indonesia, and she goes to all of the reunions, all the JIS reunions, and so it was a real big like identifying like place for her.
So, and we are going to get to you, Josh.
Hey,
Josh has so
I'm
many
enjoying-
sisters.
I've never heard this before.
Well, that's
so.
all right. But that's the thing. So,
I'm,
Angela, I do want to clarify. Angela, you have 3 sisters, and Josh, you have 4 sisters.
I do have 4 sisters, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Angela, when you met Josh, did you realize when he had 4 sisters, you were like, oh, this is going to work out great?
Well, yeah, I think so, because not only that, but they love him, and so I was like, okay, he grew up around a bunch of women, and they all adore him. But I did have a hard time because their names are Ginger, Jackie, Jory, Josie, Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, you know what? That's going to be tough for
Now, I'm
people.
a little surprised. So, Ginger, though, spelled with a G, right?
True. Yep.
So, it's interesting to go all J sounds, but not all J names.
Well, and they're blended family.
We're a blended
so they
family,
didn't even
too,
know
so
that.
Oh, it was just dumb luck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just dumb luck. My stepmom had it terribly hard. It was just like, George, just get over here.
So, how many came with the stepmom?
2.
Okay, so all right.
Jackie and Ginger.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so your other 2 were.
We're Josie
Jory.
and Jory.
Oh my
Gotcha.
God.
Josie, Jory,
Are
Josh.
you the baby?
I am second, so from the baby.
Okay.
So it's Jory's the youngest, and then I'm second.
Gotcha.
But I was the only boy too, so it didn't really matter.
How old were you when your family blended?
I was about 8.
So they're a real family. Your
Yeah.
siblings feel like siblings.
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we, my stepsisters grew up in mostly Kansas. So I lived in Kansas until I was 8. Then we moved to Colorado with my mom.
Gotcha.
And then, so we saw each other on the like summers and,
Right.
holiday type thing. But we still are super close. I was just back for a wedding for my niece, my stepsister's daughter. And it was just like, it was so great. So great.
It's fantastic.
So
Yeah.
were you going back and forth between Kansas and Colorado then?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot. And let me
Gotcha.
tell you, that's super exciting drive.
And is that
He said the drive is just kind of yellow.
I mean, it's 8 hours of just like, the same color.
And that's like an 8-hour drive where there's probably no faster way.
No, no, there's no faster way. We're just on I-70 pretty much the whole time.
And there's no, because I would imagine there's no airports that make a trip like that.
I mean, you could get from Denver to Wichita pretty, but it was out of our price. We didn't fly anywhere when I was a kid,
Yeah,
We
there's
drove
a lot
everywhere.
of kids to transport to and fro.
They were like, if we had money, you think we'd be eating soup 3 times a day?
That's so totally. What's kind of funny about like the Kansas-Colorado drive though was that Colorado's speed limit was 60. Going, and that's back in, the 80s. And then Kansas was 50. And so you made that, about 3 hours in, we switched to Kansas, and my dad was notorious for going the speed limit. So when we got to Kansas, it was 50 miles an hour, which I don't know. It's just something about being under 60 that just like you're like mentally, it's just such a hard, it's like, God, just go like a little faster, 5 miles faster, anything, please.
I mean, that is, even for a dumb kid, that is a discernible drop in speed.
It is.
Where
It
nobody can lie to you about it.
No. And
It must have been
Well,
so
welcome
exciting.
to Kansas.
seriously, it was just like the longest trip ever, I remember.
It
But-
must have been so exciting going the other way to cross into Colorado.
Oh yeah,
to
coming
pick it up.
home was great. My mom also, we met halfway with my dad, and so then my mom always went about 5 miles over the speed limit, which I think you got to
Totally
do that
fine.
on a road trip. You got to do that for
Yeah.
everyone's mental
Yeah.
health.
Yeah. I do 9. I try to go 9.
Yeah,
over.
that's
9.
But that's just
how
I
was,
think 10's trouble. I'm not a troublemaker, but 9.
Please tell me if I'm getting too close to the bone for a child of divorce. But when you did the trade-off at the state lines, was it an affable trade-off?
Why are you laughing? You're like already
just-
laughing.
I was just so funny to me because our parents stayed together. So
Divorce.
That's hilarious. Yeah,
no, but like
couple
was,
broken bottles here and there, but I mean the most. Okay.
But was it just sort of an affable handoff? I just like the idea of handing off a child at state lines. I think.
Yeah, it was. It always was. I mean, it was. They didn't talk a lot.
Right.
They still don't really. But yeah, it was. My dad was usually there waiting for us, so he's
fair.
very punctual. So
Yeah, guy
just-
goes 50.
Yeah,
I mean, a guy goes 50 isn't going to be late. To
he
a
left
pickup.
at 2 a.m. and got there. But no, it was always. We just kind of got in, and then we had our routine by that point, so we knew exactly where we were going to stop for
Nice.
McDonald's, in Hayes, which is about 3 hours away from home. So we had our routine. And now I look back, though, I think my mom probably, handed us off. She had this whole 2 weeks off from us too.
Oh, yeah.
Which
Yeah.
I was like, that must have been great for her back then. I didn't
my
think
God.
about that. I just thought she missed us. but-
That, by the way, going 75 with 3 kids in the car, going 75 with no kids in the car, that must have felt like 170.
Windows are down.
Yeah, just like, that's like.
She probably had like a whole play mix after she dropped you guys off.
Cigarettes. No.
Yeah.
So, Angela, when your whole family was in Indonesia, would you take trips using that as your base? And did you see a part of the world that most of us don't get a chance to see as kids?
Yeah, I think I saw a lot of Southeast Asia, and my mom sort of was a collector of people in a way, like so, she met a family and they were young missionaries and like they just didn't have much, and so she was like, "We're going on a trip, and you're coming with us." And she was like, told my dad, she was like, "I'm bringing Betty and Fred Hauser and their daughter Tammy," and my dad was like, "What?" And we decided we were going to go up to Bandung, up to the mountains. And Fred Hauser had a Volkswagen van, with the slidey door, like the I don't even know if it had seatbelts. But anyway, we had this trip planned, and all of a sudden Fred was like, I'll drive. And my dad was like, what? And we all piled in this Volkswagen and went up to the mountains. And, the roads up there, there's no guardrails. It's just like, that's it. And there's it was rain. And I think why this memory stands out to me so strongly is we stopped on the side of the road at like a little stand to, get some food and stuff. And a man had a tiny monkey, like the little ones, right, with the long tail.
Yeah.
And Tammy really wanted it. She was like, I want that monkey. I want that monkey. And we could not believe it, but Betty bought her the monkey. And my dad was like, I'm not getting in a van with that monkey. And so the man that he bought it from, there was no cage. So he kind of made this makeshift cage out of rattan and, and put the monkey in it. Poor thing.
So that means he wasn't even thinking about selling the monkey.
I don't think so. I don't think so. But anyway, we left with that monkey and my dad was like, you got to put it in the way back. So we put it, in the way back, and we're driving down the road. Fred's driving, and it's just raining buckets. It's just like rain. And all of a sudden, Tammy's like, where's the monkey? And the van went, what? And we're like, where's the and everyone's looking for the monkey. And Fred goes, it's on my leg. And it was on his leg, and he was driving. And it was just like immediate mayhem in this van. And he said to my dad, Bill, get the monkey. And my dad was like, the hell I am. It was just like, it was chaos. And the van, the door, when you turned a corner, it would come unlatched, and it would slide open. So we had to have an adult by the door, and they had to hold the thing. And anyway, that trip, none of us will ever forget,
Yeah.
And we pulled off on the side of the road, and the monkey went out the door.
Wait, did it really? By the way, I bet this is a scam, and that monkey knew exactly how to get back to that guy.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
That-
It was like,
that
sell
would
me
be-
again.
Oh, I hope that is the case. I hope he just ran right back home.
He just lit a little monkey cigarette, and he's like,
Yeah.
got him again.
Totally.
Got him again, boss.
Had all the jewels in his,
Yeah.
so-
Right, he had all
Yeah.
the wallets. The way your dad's voice, it literally made me think it sounds like Jeff Foxworthy being like, if you have a monkey in a van,
Yeah, that's my
you
dad.
just might be a redneck in Indonesia.
Yeah, that was. Although the Hausers were from Pennsylvania, so
Okay, got it.
but
Yes.
they bought the monkey, not the Texans, Louisiana folks. But that was my dad. He loved a road trip to start at like 5 a.m. Like he would walk around because he had to get up so early to be on the drilling rig. His day started so early. But his phrase was, "We're burning daylight." So he would walk around, and
great.
he had a house full of women getting him out the door yelling, "We're burning daylight." There was no daylight. Whenever we left the house, it was dark. There was no daylight.
Yeah, he's using it wrong.
Yeah.
How long do you think you possessed the monkey for? Was it 2 hours?
No, hours. Hours. Yeah.
Was the monkey named in that time?
That I don't remember.
Okay.
I was probably about 8 years old. I just remember the minute they said, "Where's the monkey?" The immediate,
a fair question.
panic in the van.
It's funny if you can't trust the integrity of a monkey cage built in haste on the side of a road. What can you trust?
What can you trust?
So, what were you? What kind of road trips would you take, Josh? I'm assuming they were also car based.
Yeah. For the most part, I do remember one trip that we took to Nashville. That was like a big family trip that we took with everybody, like all my sisters and my stepmom and my dad. And it was back in the day where like you had, just one tape that you listened to over and over and over again, in the car ride. So I was probably like 9 or whatever, and I was really into Randy Travis. So we had the Randy Travis album on like nonstop, and that's pretty much I sang that over and over to my sisters and performed that for them the whole.
Did
the
you
whole
have
way.
a Walkman, or were you playing it?
No,
like,
it
in
was
the car?
through the car.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And so then we stopped. I remember we stopped at Opryland, USA. And I was able to make one of the recordings. Do you remember those like karaoke booth type things? You go in and make like a tape.
Yes.
Of yourself singing. So I have a tape when I was like 9 of me singing The Gambler with Kenny Rogers. Yeah. So,
do
it was
you
really
ever
special.
do you ever break that tape out? Is that sort of a Christmas classic or
I
something?
still have it.
Yeah.
And I need to figure out how to get it digital now.
Yeah.
I should probably do that quick before it deteriorates more.
We have watched Josh, me and the kids. He was in Oklahoma
Oh, wow.
in high school,
Yeah.
and his dance number is something special.
It's that was not the skill that was passed down to me.
You can
from-
see he sings like an angel, and then the dance part you see him counting like 1, 2.
Oh yeah, I did tap dance. I mean, they made me tap dance for this show, and I was like, and I really thought I did a good. I really thought I was doing a good job. That's the sad part. Then when I watched it back, I was like, oh my god, I like, the whole time and. Yeah,
My kids,
not
we,
great.
obviously we film their little recitals where they sing songs at the end of the year. And either of my boys, the minute they have to do a little, like even a hand dance move, they both their mouths shut. Like they can't sing and they can't do any of it.
Yeah.
I would love to say that Randy Travis thing brought me back to a childhood road trip, but I would say it only brought me back like 2 days because my wife still listens to a ton of Randy Travis in the car, and
that's great.
I don't get a vote, and I hear. I would say Deeper Than the Holler
Oh,
is a
yeah.
song I've heard a little bit more than I want.
Love
Deeper
is
than the
than
holler.
Yeah, you got it.
Longer than. Oh, I love that song.
Or digging up bones.
Digging Up
Oh, I'm
Bones.
digging up bones. Yeah.
On the other hand,
On the other hand, there's a golden man.
This is a different pod.
That's actually
they're
one
all
of the
very
ways Angela.
catchy.
We bonded on a road trip, Angela, just
Oh, yeah.
because our
I
love
know.
of like old country music or just knowledge. of
Well,
it.
we didn't know that.
We didn't know that
we
about
were
each
dating,
other.
and we were driving to Palm Springs, and there's that part where you round the corner and the big wind.
yeah, the wind
things,
farm,
and
like
the
the- yeah.
wind farm, and you lose service, and there's like the you drive like down this road of like really dusty like things.
Yeah.
I don't know what are those called. The
Tumbleweeds.
tumbleweeds.
Oh, tumbleweeds.
Anyway, it was pivotal to the story. Not
for
but,
anybody watching on video, she did do a wonderful tumbleweed gesture.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And we should have
Anyway,
gotten it sooner.
but we lost all like a signal, and for some reason I had old country, and we started singing, and we knew every song, and
Every
all
song.
and all of a sudden it was like
Like Dan
Soulmate.
Seals, Restless Heart, like all these like old
Yeah.
80s country. Pretty
My
sweet.
my father-in-law is a real country music fan. And,
Really?
Yeah. Real. I mean, like it plays all the time. And,
Where's he from?
Well, he's from New York, Long Island, but
Mm.
he then moved out when he was like 18 years old to New Mexico. So that's where my wife grew up, and so they've got some real. I mean,
Oh yeah.
he owned more than one bolo tie.
He's not afraid.
You never know where you're gonna go.
Yeah, he's got a lot of turquoise belts.
Yeah.
Did he wear a bolo tie at your wedding?
He mercifully didn't, but I have been at a wedding with him in New Mexico where he and I both wore bolo ties. So no judgment.
Our friend who co-officiated us is from Montana and wore a bolo tie.
That's good though.
Yeah. I mean, my family loved it. They're like,
Yeah,
that
that's
young man in the bolo tie can really articulate himself.
They're a lot easier to tie.
They are a lot easier to tie.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break and hear from some of our sponsors.
Support comes from Soul. Hey, buddy.
Hey, Soupy.
Sometimes I'll get home after a show and I'm just struggling to shut off. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I'm just running hot.
Yeah. You know what you need. You know what's going to help you out, maybe.
I'm coming to you for advice. Like, don't keep me waiting.
Soul's out-of-office gummies. They got sleepy gummies now. I mean, they have
Ooh.
things that have a little THC and some CBD to sort of pick you up, keep you going, but they also got things to just make it a nice, smooth off to Dreamville.
All right, now I do have a question for you, and I don't want to harsh your vibe
Yeah.
to use your parlance.
Sure.
What if I'm not into gummies? Like, what if there's a different way I want to get this into my bloodstream?
They got just what you need. They've got the out-of-office beverage. It is a refreshing, alcohol-free alternative that is perfect for winding down on the couch or socializing with friends.
It's fantastic.
Soul is a wellness brand that believes feeling good should be fun and easy. Soul specializes in delicious hemp-derived THC and CBD products designed to boost your mood and help you unwind. Their best-selling out-of-office gummies were designed to provide a mild, relaxing buzz, boost your mood, and enhance creativity and relaxation. With 5 different strengths, you can tailor the dose to fit your vibe. From a gentle 1.5 microdose to their newest 15 milligram gummy for a more elevated experience.
Sold. I am sold on Soul. So bring on the good vibes and treat yourself to Soul today. Right now, Soul is offering our audience 30% off your entire order. Go to getsoul.com and use the code TRIPS. That's getsoul.com, promo code TRIPS for 30% off.
Here we go.
Angela, so like where would you take like weekend trips from Jakarta, or were they all like sort of spring break trips when you would?
Well, I mean, you guys, I feel like sometimes I talk about my childhood and people are like, just enough, all right? Like Rainn Wilson used to make fun of me. He'd be like, oh, is this another monkey story? But
She has a lot of monkey stories.
I
Monkeys
do.
don't
I
like
can't
her.
believe you just told us one. You've got more.
Yeah, there's like
I have
multiple.
so many.
Yeah.
I one
The
time
one that monkey came back into my life 3 or 4 more times.
Yeah, exactly. I one time did like a monologue at iOS, like doing improv. I did, called "When Monkeys Attack Me," because I've been around so many monkeys. But no, we would do weekend trips. The company my dad worked for, and this was my favorite trip. They leased an island out in the Thousand Islands.
Okay.
And so,
where are the Thousand Islands? I'm sorry.
They're just right off the shores of Java.
Okay.
It was about a 3-hour boat ride. They would put us on a supply boat that would then be going further out to the rigs. So we were in open ocean. But my dad's company had this island, and it was about a 30-minute or 20-minute boat ride from Komodo Island, if you've heard of that. Mm-hmm. That helps your geography, anyone listening. And it had 3 houses on it strategically, like kind of put so you had your own corner of the island, right? And it was lovely. And it was like someone giving you a private island resort, and there were, there was a cook, and there was like a boat driver, and it was just lovely. And we got to know these people over the years that lived out on the islands like that. But there was a lottery system, and you went probably like every 3 months your family got to go. It was one of the incentives of like, hey,
right.
come work for us here, and you'll get to do these things. They also had cabins up in the mountains that we would go to, up in like the rice paddies, and beautiful. But so that was my favorite thing, was to go out there, and you would wake up, they had like the trash cans had a cover you had to put on, and they would like really wire them shut, because you would wake up and a Komodo dragon would be in the trash can, Mm-hmm. So imagine imagine me in the 80s. I moved from Indonesia. We get transferred to Dallas, Texas. And someone's talking about like a raccoon in the trash. And I'm like, well, we had Komodo dragons.
Oh, so you were insufferable.
Oh,
You were
totally.
People are like, she's the worst.
Totally.
How scary is a Komodo dragon encounter? Are you just like, well, they're not going to come get me. They're just big and they're not trouble. Or is it like, oh, this is terrifying?
I mean, you just back up, and you're like, I'm going to let you go your way, very slowly go on your way. And we went to Indonesia last year. I really wanted the kids to see where I grew up, and I wanted them to experience like Indonesia more like in the 70s, 80s. So we went to Sumba Island, and one morning we were walking from breakfast, and we saw was it Josh? It was like
a
type
monitor lizard, I think.
Oh, yeah.
But they're very similar looking to
Yeah.
a Komodo dragon, and it was huge, and it was crossing the path. And Josh is first of all terrified of snakes. Like he left us on the side of the road, me and the kids, when they were little, because he thought there was a snake, and ran away from us.
Wow. Yeah.
But he wasn't as scared of that, because he said it has legs.
It has legs. It's a natural,
Right.
I can put my head around that, but the snake, I can't.
I like
Yeah.
you're like, I trust this guy.
Yeah.
He's
this guy's
got
all right.
legs, I got legs.
I got legs.
We understand each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if a Komodo dragon wants to come at you fast, can they? Can they be very fast?
Yeah, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the bummer is, I would say, having watched a couple videos, it's also a little bit funny. When lizards walk fast, it's like
Yes.
both terrifying but also
Yeah.
super funny.
Totally.
Yeah.
So
It's
you
like
don't.
But their
'Cause they
claw,
go
I mean,
side, side,
even
side,
just
side.
seeing their, I mean, it's like a dinosaur. It's like a dinosaur, you know?
Yeah.
It looks like Jurassic Park or something, but their claws are so big and sharp, and you're just like, nope.
Yeah. No,
Just
thank
let it
you.
go.
Kids.
Let it go do its thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is, man, so you just came back to Texas and you were just like chock full of stories about monkeys and dragons.
I was the
they were-
worst.
yeah.
People were just like, who is this? And,
But at
and
least
then-
you got over it. Oh, no, you didn't get over it even before The Office. Rainn Wilson also.
No, Rainn Wilson, he would just tease me all the time about it. And he would be like, and he also would, I would speak Indonesian and he'd be like, you're making it up. It's not. I'm like, I'm not.
I mean, it was nice to hear, her actually speaking Indonesian with people who spoke it, because like the same with us. Like we're like, I don't know if she's telling the truth.
So
or not.
you, so when you went over there, how many was it? The two of you and two
And
kids?
Three, all of
three
the
kids.
We're blended.
Gotcha.
So I have a daughter,
Right.
and Josh has two boys.
And what is
so-
the age gap between your kids?
Well, so here's the crazy thing. We were sort of the divorcees at preschool.
Oh, wow.
So we met, like, actually, I feel like one of the first times we really talked is they had a craft station you could sign up for, and someone had all of the Legos for, like, Star Wars,
Uh-huh.
And
they were building the Death Star
the
Lego.
Death Star,
which is
yeah.
like,
and it
huge.
was like thousands of pieces. And I went to volunteer, and I'm shit at Legos because I don't want to read the instructions, and
Right.
don't ask me to put together your IKEA coffee.
I can't believe you have to bake with this woman, Josh.
Believe me. Yeah, it's rough.
I know. And he was like and I was kind of putting things together, and I think then he had to go back and redo what I did. But
Yeah.
but
He
yeah,
had to go back and sign up for a different craft.
he was like, I can't sign
So
off.
that's
on this.
amazing. So how are your
Yeah.
kids the same grade?
So Isabel and Jack are the same age, and they're only 4 days
They're
apart.
4 days apart.
Wow.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Then our youngest is also born in May, too. So
So
like they're all like
Yeah,
2
we-
years. He's 2 years
Yeah.
younger. But yeah,
May is birthday palooza for us. It's just
So
nonstop.
Isabel and Jack were how old when you guys met then, if it was preschool?
well, when we met, I mean, they started preschool when they were like 2.5. So they've
Yeah.
known each
Oh,
other
right.
since then.
And so
Right.
when did you guys become a couple?
It
How
wasn't
old were
until
they?
like they were like DK year.
Yeah, so probably
Yeah.
they must have been like 6
Yeah.
when we
Got it.
started
Yeah.
dating. Maybe
But
6, 7.
I didn't know the parents at the school because that was when I was filming The Office. So I couldn't drop my daughter off for school because I had to be on set at 5:30.
Right.
And then I couldn't pick her up because I was usually on set till about 5, 6 p.m. So
Greg
I
Daniels would famously say we're burning daylight.
we're burning daylight. But thanks to Steve Carell, though, we really kept a nice schedule so you could make it home for dinner. That was like
Right.
big for him. He had young kids too. But I would go at lunch. I picked a preschool sort of between work and home. And on my lunch break, I would go to the school and I would have lunch with Isabel. And so I got to know the kids. And this has kind of become like our family lore. You know how you have those stories.
Right, of course.
My first memory of Jack is I was there for story time. And there's this big tree that they all sit under and they sit crisscross applesauce, with their snack. And I was sitting there with Isabel in my lap and the teacher, Myra, who was just like, if you could like make a person into just a hug. She was just
Yeah.
like a hug of a
She was the
person.
best.
And she was reading a story and she stopped mid-story and she goes, Jack, dirt is not food, okay? We don't eat dirt. And I look over and this kid is face down in the dirt and he got dirt all over. And that's my first memory of Jack, which I'm sure he'd love that I'm telling
I
that
taught
story.
him that.
And you were like, Jack, is by any chance your daddy single?
Yeah.
That's the one. That's the one I want.
By the way,
This
this
kid
is
is resourceful.
another great advertisement for soup is that Jack's just chowing down dirt when he gets to school.
Exactly. Jeez, I'm so
He's
hungry.
like, I need something with some.
he said he ate this morning. I don't know.
Right.
I had soup for him. I don't know why
We
he's
had
hungry.
breakfast soup.
Why is he hungry?
Breakfast soup.
So I have to ask, in 6th grade, when they were 6 years old, were they? Did the two of them get along? Because obviously, little did they know.
They're so close. They're so
That's
close.
wonderful.
And sometimes when we're out in the world, like people, you meet new people and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, how old are you guys? And they both say, they're the same age.
Yeah.
And people will be like, oh, you're twins. And they used to be like, no. And they would kind of get into the story. And now they're just like, yeah. They're just
Easier.
We're twins.
it's just easier. But
Yeah.
you know, when you blend a family too, you're like, well, this could go one of both ways, right? They're either going
Of
to
course.
really, and they're so close, and at school they have the same friend group. So like Isabel's group of gals and his group of like guy pals, they all hang out together. And anyway, we're just really
Date
thankful
each
for
other.
it.
That's amazing.
Wait,
Oh
what?
yeah.
you-
Well, Isabel has started dating Jack's best friend,
Oh,
and
okay.
and he
All right,
was
yeah.
like,
But
at
it's
first,
all good. It's all good.
at first he said no, you cannot, and then he was
Yeah.
like, okay,
Yeah,
but yeah,
that's better than I thought you were saying they were dating each
Yeah,
other.
that's
and
not-
that
No.
shouldn't-
I
that
saw-
shouldn't-
I mean,
I know
no.
technically, but
But that'll be
Stop
fun when
it.
they're like, when people ask if, and they're like, we're twins and we're a couple.
and sister and brother. It's very cool.
But it's everything. But the riddle is, it's all
We
legal.
get the holidays. We always get the holidays that way. You know what I mean?
What? So you took all three to Indonesia. How old were the kids when you took them?
Well, last year, so they were 14 and 16.
Yep.
And
'Cause
were they excited?
So excited. And I really didn't. I told Josh I'd been wanting to take them for years, but I was like, I don't want to go all that way and then them not remember it because,
Yes.
like, my family went to Holland when I was 4. I don't remember
No
it.
memory,
you
right.
know. So I was like, I want them to remember it, and I want it to be a core memory. And then I was like, I hope they like it. I hope they like it. What if they don't like it? And Josh was like, I'm going to need you to relax because it meant so much
it was
to me.
She really stressed out about just this.
Yeah.
Because it was so important to her. This part is such a big part of her life that.
And then
And
they
it's
loved
a big
it.
trip.
It's a big trip.
Huge.
Huge trip. And we went to
Huge,
Singapore first because Singapore, my parents had really good friends there, and we would go there a lot when I was a kid. And that's like where I went to the dentist, and like I don't know, like I had random doctor's appointments in Singapore.
How
But,
far was it to go to the dentist from Indonesia to Singapore?
It's like an hour-and-a-half flight.
Okay.
and you'd ideally only go once a year or twice a year.
No, we would go a couple times a year. I mean, it's
Yeah.
kind of like flying to Vegas. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
right.
From LA.
Yeah,
And Josh, you still go to Vegas to see your dentist, right?
always.
But we had friends there, and then we would also like shop and whatever. But yeah, so they loved Singapore, and then so we did Singapore first, and then we went to Sumba Island, and then we went to Ubud.
Okay.
Wow.
Did you have any swings and misses? Did you put anything in the itinerary that was ill-advised?
I feel like I learned this time because I did have a swing and miss when we were in London. We went. That was our first big family trip out of the United States, and I love a museum, and I packed us in a lot of museums. And by the time we got to Westminster Abbey, and I was like, "You guys, come here, come here, come here! This is where Elizabeth I is buried." Okay, so here's the story: her and Mary Queen of Scots. Oh my God, and they were just like. No more. They were like,
Yeah.
Josh was like, Ange, we're done. We're done. Like, so I tried to this trip make it adventure and cultural and, have a
Yeah.
balance.
Yeah.
Because, Josh was like,
It's good. I think it's nice. By the way, obviously you guys have a good relationship that Josh could step in and tell you that.
oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh, for
yeah.
sure. We have a lot of sidebar,
Yeah.
We have. I don't know about you guys. You're both married,
Yes.
Seth. I know
Yep.
you're and Josh. Yeah. Well, our pantry is right off the kitchen, and that's where we have we'll be parenting or something will happen, and we'll be like pantry.
That's where we talk,
go
talk
around.
crap about the kids
And
too.
we-
you
yeah.
know?
Do your
We'll be
kids
like-
ever see you in there and be like, "Oh, I want no part of this"?
I don't think they've. I mean, now if they listen to this, I don't think they've ever picked up on it because
No.
we're always cooking
Yeah.
and doing stuff. But
They're
we
so
round.
self-absorbed, They
Yeah,
don't care.
as
They
teenagers.
don't care about us.
14
But-
and 16. That's
Yeah.
what you get.
Yeah. But
The problem with New York City apartments is they're like, we can hear you in the pantry.
but yeah.
And Josh, when growing up, so you did Nashville. Any other sort of regular spots that you go? Were your grandparents nearby? Would you?
I mean, we went to Kansas a lot, obviously, and then growing up in Colorado, we went to the mountains all the time.
Yeah.
So we just we kind of lived in a place that people go to vacation.
Yeah.
So we really spent a lot of time camping and just kind of skiing, obviously, too.
Yeah.
And
Would you car camp, or were you guys hiking deep into the woods carrying all your
no,
gear?
we'd car camp
Okay.
mostly. Yeah. None
Gotcha.
of us were huge, like, backpacker, like bring our own gear stuff. I'm still
Gotcha.
not that way. I have to have my
but
my
he's
pillow.
you guys, he loves hiking so
I do.
much.
I love
Yeah.
day hiking, but like the overnight stuff, I'm just like, I don't know. It's
Yeah,
not-
I still haven't done it, but I just my wife's best friend lives up in Portland with her boyfriend, and they do it. And I just bumped into her boyfriend at a show, and I was like, "Hey, we want to do one of these like multi-night trips." And he was like, "You do?" And I was like, "Definitely." And he's like, "All right."
Sure.
But I just feel like I need someone to take me. I can't
Yeah.
just take my wife into the woods, because then if something goes wrong, it is all on me. And if we hang a bear canister in the wrong way, I
See,
don't know what happens.
Josh, you lost me at bear canister. If
Yeah.
I have
Yeah,
to
that's-
hang a bear canister, this is not the trip for me.
Yeah.
Also,
I don't need
I'm
it.
very upset with the makers of bear canisters if there's a wrong way to hang it. Where they're like, oh, if
you
it's
should
that
make
way,
it a little easier.
if it's that way, the bears are gonna be coming. That's like,
This is on you.
yeah.
Wait, you guys, Josh and Seth, like, what are your, like, do you guys do like a brothers trip? Like, do you guys go and do that kind of thing?
We have the same. We went to college together, so we have a college friend group, and we get together once a year with 10 other guys, which is fantastic. And
Yeah.
then we do a trip every year to go see a football game with my parents
in
in
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, where my dad's from. And this year I'm going to bring my boys, not my little girl because she's too young. But that's nice. But that's, I would say, our trip. But that's
Yeah.
2 annuals that we kind of knock out. And
I
then
think
like,
that's great.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, we're very
Yeah.
lucky that we have this group of friends that we get to be brothers within the body of.
Yeah,
and then we
that's
also
really cool.
both worked for the same theater in Amsterdam. And every now and again, there's like a reunion back there at Boom Chicago. And so we'll find ourselves there. And then like right now, I'm in New York. I'm going to see Seth later today. I just saw him in
That's
New
so
Hampshire
great.
over the weekend.
We do
So,
pretty good. For
yeah.
people on opposite coasts, we do.
Yeah,
we
you
do
really
pretty good.
do. Yeah, that's because I think about that with our kids. I don't know, if you think about that, Seth, but I'm like, I hope that, right now we are the people planning the trips, right?
Yes.
And sort of creating the memories. And I hope when they get older that they still find a way to do that with each other.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, even that thing, which I'm sure you guys have too, like, which is a much smaller version of this. Like, sometimes my wife and I will both be in the kitchen, and the kids will be in the breakfast nook all eating, and we will just realize they're having conversation that is not dependent upon us.
Yeah.
And it's also, they're not fighting, they're not yelling, and they're not asking us a question. And it's just like, oh, fuck, they're talking.
Yeah, they have their own thing. Yeah, that
Yeah.
has been something really cool now that we have teenagers. They make dinner together, and we hear them laughing and like talking in the kitchen, and they're playing their music, and it's just really cool. Although there's phrases that you're gonna like. I don't know if they'll still be around when your kids are teenagers, but this is what we hear all the time. Okay, let's low key lock in. Let's low key lock in and make this pasta sauce. And I'm like, why are we low keying
Yeah.
the
Oh, yeah.
pasta
That's
sauce?
like, you're at home. You can be whatever key you want.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Yeah.
You
What's
don't have to
wrong
worry
with you?
about keys here. That's the whole point of home.
Hey, this is a safe place. You guys, it is just delightful to talk to you both. And it's always so nice to see you, Angela. It's so lovely to see you, Josh.
I know. I told
I-
Josh, I said, you're my favorite. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like if there's a talk show like thing for anything that comes up, I'm always like, can I please go? Like, Seth is so fun and it's easy, please.
You mentioned Rain. I just had Rain on, and I told him after the interview, I don't know why it just got served out to me on social media, but that famous Office outtake where you just creep up next to him and he screams "fuck." Really loud. It just popped up and I watched it like 10 times. And I said to Rain, I'm like, I just got this. He's like, I know exactly which one you're talking about.
I know. And it's so funny too, because that was an outtake,
Yes.
So the director told me they had me wear flats, so I was as short as possible, and I'm already 5'1", and Rain is like 6'3", and they said, we want you to get as close to his elbow as possible, but don't make just sneak right up there. And Rain didn't know that direction. He knew I was going to come up behind him. And so I just came right up to his elbow, and he looked down and he went, fuck. And everyone started laughing, and the director was like, oh, wait, we got to do that again. We got to do it again. So, yeah.
It's so good.
It's really good.
All right, before we let you guys go, another reminder to everybody, you can make this Exclamation point. Releases. There it is. Look at that
There it
beautiful book. You
is.
guys look
What a
great on
great
the cover.
picture. That looks
It's
like it was
so
a fun
great.
photo shoot.
October 21st. Do get that. And we have questions for you, and Josh is going to ask them. Speed round.
Okay, here we go. You can only pick one of these. Is your ideal vacation relaxing, adventurous, or educational?
Adventurous.
Educational.
Yeah, we knew your answer.
What is your favorite means of transportation?
Car.
Yeah, car up the coast with Ange.
Great.
Yeah.
Ooh, even more detail. If you could take a vacation with any family, alive or dead, real or fictional, other than your own family, what family would you like to take a vacation with?
Oh, maybe the Boleyns.
The Anne Boleyn?
Oh my God,
Yes.
you really did like being at Westminster.
Yeah.
I know. I was an English major, you guys. I wrote a term paper
That
on Anne
sounds
Boleyn.
fun. I'm not going to go on that one. The Myers brothers.
Oh, thanks.
All
We're
right.
good. We're good hang.
The-
Good
And
answer.
Larry and Hillary also.
Yeah, you're
apparently.
not.
All right, okay, yeah.
You're not
Bring
going to
them
get
all
out of it without our parents.
Randy Travis, he's ready to go.
Let's do it. I'm ready to get all
If
the
you
hits.
had to be stranded on a desert island with one member of your family, who would it be?
Josh.
Yeah.
Okay, Josh, do you want to pick
Why are you
someone other than Angela?
Well, I mean, besides you, I thought.
No,
No.
no,
she's
no,
in
you-
here. Yeah.
No,
Oh,
you
I
did
would
not.
pick her
You did
then.
not
But it doesn't
think
have to be
that.
Josh.
He
Don't
just
feel
said
pressured
he'd
into
drive
this.
up the coast with you. So I think
I'd
Okay.
pick you.
we know
I'd
where his
pick
heart
you.
was. Yeah.
Okay.
Angela, what's your hometown?
Archer City, Texas.
Archer City, Texas. If you had to pitch Archer City, Texas, you're the head of the Board of Tourism. How do you get people to come to Archer? Make the pitch.
Okay, first of all, it's home of Larry McMurtry. He wrote Lonesome Dove, Terms
which
of
my mom and I just reread.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lonesome
And
Dove.
Just a
It's amazing.
shout out to Lonesome Dove, the most readable 1,000-page book you're ever going to pick up.
Yes, Terms of Endearment. The Last Picture Show.
Yeah.
Right? He did the screen adaptation for Brokeback Mountain. He bought so many estate books, like huge estate book collections, that we had the largest rare book collection in the Southwest, and we're in Travel and Leisure magazine. He bought up all of downtown and made it into all of these bookstores. And it's also home of a Dairy Queen that you can't go through the drive-through. Just it doesn't work. Don't bother stopping at the. Just go right to the window. And also rodeo every year. Don't want to miss it. And Angela Kinsey might be in town.
Wow.
Great.
She was on the
Now,
Office.
Josh, what is your hometown?
I do want to jump in real quick just because we talked about country music. Larry McMurtry's son, James McMurtry,
Yes.
is a country singer. And I will just say Canola Fields might be
Okay.
my favorite country song.
Oh, yes.
I turn it back
right.
over.
Yes.
Shout out. Josh, what is your hometown?
Well, I think I guess Wichita would be where I was born.
All right.
And like around
So
that.
pitch Wichita.
I mean, if you're looking to slow down, and honestly, like I will say, when I was younger, like I did not enjoy like going back for too long. But like now, when I go back, even just this last week for a wedding, it's actually really nice. Just
Great.
the stress level is like way down here, compared
Right.
to where we live. So it's just a simple,
Lots of
like,
parking.
good life, and so if you're looking to slow down, head to Wichita.
Great. And then Seth has our final questions.
Have either of you been to the Grand Canyon?
Yes.
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 Was it worth it?
It was so worth it. I signed up to do a horseback ride on the East Rim, and I was driving cross country with a friend, and she did not want to do it. So I showed up by myself and was alone in this group of families and tourists, and we watched the sunrise as you horseback ride on the East Rim.
Ooh, that's good.
Highly recommend.
I'd go with the
Yeah. I've always said I believe it's the soup of geographical food.
Oh no!
Yeah, I saw it and it was great, and like
Yes, I'm very much Team Josh on this.
But yeah,
You're like Chevy Chase in the
and there's so many,
Yeah.
there's so
where
many
he's like,
snakes.
good.
That's the one way.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like
it's a
Chevy
snake
Chase.
place.
Yeah,
Very
that's a snake
popular
place.
among
I don't go to
snakes.
snake
so-
places.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Snake City.
Yeah.
Snake City. No, nobody got feet. None of those reptiles got feet.
No.
Great talking to you both.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you
Congrats
too.
on the book.
Yeah, thanks you guys.
Thank you so much.
Family trips with the Meyers brothers.